Hey guys, uh, let's start with the attendance today. I was asked to take the attendance. I see some of the folks are not present yet. Anyway, I'll take again. Bindu, I guess you are here.
Yes, Harish.
Okay, Deeksha, I can see you here.
Yes, Harish.
Manish, I can see you here.
Yes, Harish.
Prabhakar, I can see you here.
Yes, Harish, I'm here.
Satya, I can see you here. Yes.
Yes, I'm here.
Shahan, I can see you here.
Harish.
Shirisha, I can see you. Viresh, I guess he didn't join yet today. Okay, and Kaleem.
Yeah, hi Harish.
Hi. Okay, I was asked to collect the feedback as well. Yesterday I asked you guys, but you didn't share. So maybe if it is a good time for you guys, please do share the feedback. Okay. Let's start with revising the concepts. The concepts, whatever we have discussed. So I want everybody to be interactive, and I expect at least 1 point from everybody today. Please cooperate, guys. I just wanted to understand, like, what did you guys understood from my teaching? What did you understood from the spring concepts, whatever we have covered so far? And are you guys be in a position to create your own project? So I just wanted to see. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me do this. I forgot again. Let's do this quickly. Please do share the feedback in a private window for me. After that, we can start the session. Please make it quick, guys. I'm waiting for you guys. Please make it quick.
Yeah, Harish, where can we provide the feedback, Harish?
You can ping me in the private window. In the chat, there you can select two, and you can send it to me. Guys, on a note of 1 to 5, please. Guys, I missed from some of the guys. If you can please send on time, it'll be really helpful for me. After that, we can start the session quickly.
I think some folks are joined now. They don't know what you're asking.
Guys, if you guys have attended all the 3 sessions which we covered previously, please do share the feedback in a private window to me. Okay, if you guys are starting today, I will take the feedback again at the end of the session. Not today, I mean at the end of the complete session. Okay, I'll take that again. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry guys, I was on mute. Whoever joined, can you please tell me so that I can take the attendance? Okay guys, let's start today's session. I want at least a single point from everybody. Please. Let's do a quick recap because we don't have any time to waste. As you know, we need to cover a lot, and I would like to give an example on how to I got some. So I would like to show a quick example on the real-time application. At least let's see how to deploy and how we can get the response and request, how we can send the response. So it will be really helpful if you guys make it really interactive, so that it'll ease the helping for everybody, even for the folks who joined today. If you guys speak, that will be really helpful. Let's start. So what are the topics we covered yesterday? And at least I want a single point from everybody, not about the topic. I mean, like on what topic, but about the topic. Let's say if IOC, what exactly is IOC and what are the advantages, something like that. You guys need to speak about. Please, let's do that quickly. So if you guys want me to start, yes, I will start. So yesterday we saw some of the dependency injection concepts. Okay, yesterday we saw some of the
Yeah,
dependency.
Harish, we started the dependency injection of field-based.
Field-based.
And yeah.
Field-based, and I'll tell you, we saw there is an issue with the type. If I specify auto wire by type, we saw that duplicate beans are getting created, and I promise that I'll be showing you in the real time when we create the project. We will see that if you have time today. Okay, that's field-based.
Yes.
Please. What else?
And we use that @auto-var annotation.
By type, by name. Wait, saw.
Yeah, by type, by name.
Auto wire.
And
I'm
by
here
type with the @.
It will be really appreciated if others speak. Okay.
@controller and @request mapping.
Okay, that's good. So @controller is to control the or handle the requests, and the @request mapping is to map the appropriate request to appropriate method.
Yeah, and also @component.
Okay. @component is to create a bean. Is to is annotative way to tell IOC to create a bean for us, right?
And we have also discussed about @request param.
Yes, we discussed about @request param to get data from a view, right?
And apart from that, we're discussing about like Spring lifecycle, how all those components are connecting to each other.
So we saw how all
and then behavior fictions topics, how they are converted from like logical to physical. Yeah.
Components. Pardon my spellings, guys. Components
Dispatcher servlet
are connected. Right. Sorry, what was that?
Dispatcher servlet front controller.
So we saw a detailed view of dispatcher servlet, what it will do and how it works, how is it going to distribute the request to an appropriate handler, right?
Yes, right.
Right.
Right. We also saw about
we discussed about @qualifier annotation.
but I didn't give a brief about that. Today we'll give that.
Okay.
Spring MVC and the flow of the MVC.
Yes. About Spring MVC, that is a modal view controller, right? So modal view controller, perfect, right? We discussed about MVC design pattern as well, guys, right?
Yeah, right.
MVC design pattern. So what else we discussed? So if I remember correctly, we discussed about a JDBC template and how to create a database connectivity, how to establish a database connectivity in Spring.
Source code configuration in
Servlet,
HTML file.
right?
Yes.
Next.
We discussed the need of MVC, why we required MVC, because earlier there was no segregation between the business code and business logic and view page. If we had used scriptlets in the JSP page, so that is why that MVC came into picture. So that is
That's a
what
good
we
point.
discussed. And again, we discuss about internal resource view solver. After that,
We discussed
For
about
itself or
internal view resolver.
in which we have used two properties, prefix and suffix, and every time it will return control back to to the controller with that prefix, and that suffix dot JSP. Here we can use I guess HTML pages also, and we can
Perfect.
mention whatever suffix we want to use here. So it will be dynamic name.
Yes, perfect. So that prefix and suffix, it is actually associated to the view technology which you are using. Let's say we are using, as of now, we are using JSP. That's why we are
Yeah.
using JSP.JSP. If you are using time leaf, then you have to go to dot time leaf. If you are using FTL, you need to go to FTL. FTL in the sense free markup template. So that is based on your project needs. Perfect. That's a good point. So what else?
so we discuss about
Uh,
like a controller and how can I process the request and getting the response back to dispatch a sublet.
Perfect. So basically, can I frame it like the flow control? Can I frame it like that?
Yes.
Flow control. Perfect. Oh, so control, my bad. Okay. And we saw at the end, we saw everything by creating an web application, right? All these components connected together. All the components connected together. Okay. Right. That's good. So what we will discuss today? Today's agenda. Yesterday, we were struggling to do, or we were writing some of the unnecessary code. Of course, it is necessary at that point of time. If we don't use any Spring advantages or Spring features, so we were doing some of the manual steps to validate the user input. If you remember, guys, I was validating for the um, username and password, null checks, and length and everything, right? So today we'll see how we can use the Spring feature, okay, to do that. Instead of writing the code, how Spring will help us. It's a validations. I also promised yesterday we will be seeing how we will send a model to the view and how we can display the model in a view, right? And we also discussed about model. Model is just like a carrier, right, guys?
Yes, right.
How to display model and get the model back from view. We will see today if there is ambiguity in creating the beans, okay, how to resolve that. I said that when we are auto wiring by field-based auto wiring, right? Dependency injection. So if there is an multiple beans are getting created with the same type, so we saw that there is an exception thrown by our container. So let's see how we can fix it. Okay, I can frame it like ambiguity resolving. Right, and we'll see how can I map, okay, my Java object to database object in two different ways. I'll show you what is the legacy way and what is a new way, and what is a way we do in the Spring Boot. Okay, for now, let's see how to map Java, basically class fields, I would say, to database fields, right? And of course, we will see everything by implementing some of the methods what we started yesterday. Okay, guys. And if we have some more time for the, I see there are too many guys joined today. I will try to recap maybe 15 minutes on everything on end-to-end flow. So a recap after finishing the project. Quick recap. So before going into our session. So yesterday, Shahan was asking a question for me. So he was working on 5 point something, I'm not sure. We are on 3.1. So I choose this specifically because from 3.x onwards, we can do both kinds of configuration. That means yesterday we discussed about XML, how to do the XML configuration. And also I showed you how to do the annotation based. So in 3.1, it is possible to do completely XML or completely annotation based. So that is where it started. So that's why I choose this. There is a reason for that. Anyway, Shahan, to answer your question, query for int and query for long have been deprecated. Okay, so what you have to do is use query for object. Okay, and then you will be passing SQL comma params. You need to expect object in the form of what? Basically we're expecting a integer, so you need to specify comma integer dot class. Let me write it for you here.
Yeah,
So
thank you, Harish.
let's say jdbc tmplat dot, right? So the regular way, I'm writing the regular way, query for int. So I'm passing my query here, SQL comma and my object params, arams. So in your case, what you have to do, jdbc template dot query for object, and what kind of object I'm expecting. So you need to pass that. For that, if it is a prepared statement, so we did yesterday, it's a prepared statement. So I'm giving the params, and you need to pass something like integer dot class. Okay, so this will give you a int value, and you should be able to assign that into your integer whatever you declared. So let's say in some cases we may do for a long. Okay, so let's say if I just want to get an ID, that will be a long. So at the point of time in 5.x, it is deprecated. So you may have to use something like the, I'm assuming everybody is familiar with the data types and wrapper classes. So we have to use something called long.class. That's all. If you are writing for a query for long. So I guess that answered your question.
Yeah, Harish.
Cool.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry guys, I am hearing some disturbances, so I'm muting everybody. So if you want, you can unmute yourself and speak if you have any questions. Okay, cool. Now, before starting our session, have you guys started practicing? If so, if you have guys any questions, I will be helping you before going into today's session. If nobody has any questions or any doubts or any problems, we can start quickly.
Hi Harish, Ramlal here.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Your voice is too low.
Hi Harish, Ramlal here. I joined this session today itself. So
Can you please tell me your name? So I may have to take your attendance.
What I need to do first, I need to install all the applications, right? So I need to take the help from IT team or?
No, basically you don't need any help from IT team. All you need is to download Java.
Okay. I can directly download, right? Not
Okay, today we have 15 participants. So
okay.
Are you Ramal Patel?
Yes, Ramlal Patel, yes.
You just joined today, right?
Yes, I joined today.
So if you want, I can send you the requirements, what all you need to install. Okay.
Okay.
Once you install everything, please follow the video recordings which I'll be sharing with you after the session, and you should be able to catch up with everybody else.
Okay. Anything group is created for the chat or something else? WhatsApp group or all the team?
What was the question again?
Any group is created here for the?
We haven't created any group. Okay. I will be sharing the details over Google Drive. If you have any questions, Okay, I will give you my email address. You can directly message me, and I'll try to respond as soon as possible.
Okay, sure, Harish. Okay, thank you.
So is there anybody else who joined today?
Yeah, hi Arish.
Not
This
yet.
is Kalim.
Yeah, I know Kalim. I'll be sharing the details for both of you guys. Apart from that,
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
okay. So I hope we are good to continue. If no other questions, okay. Let's see quickly. What needs to be done? Again, the same way. Yesterday, we were able to log in properly and we were able to send to home page, but unfortunately, we did not create any home page. Right. Let's see. Let's begin where we left. Okay. I'm going here, creating a new page. Let's name it home.jsp. Okay. Finish. Remember, guys, I told there is a okay. So there is a question to explain the execution flow of yesterday's application. Perfect. Right. Let's see a quick overview. Okay. Right, guys. Yesterday I told you we are going from the top down approach. That means we created the from an end user perspective of you I'm speaking, guys. We created a web page first, and then we went to dispatcher servlet. We configured everything. Okay, that I'll try to put it in a diagram so it will be easy, helpful for everybody. Guys, please, if you don't have any questions, mute. Okay, so let's see that. This is my view technology. Let's say, sorry guys, this is my view. Okay, let's say for now, yes, if we discuss the same exact configuration which we did, first I started with index.jsp. This is my index. Okay, and there was some redirecting URL, so I'm redirecting to login page. Right now, how it will go to login page? First, we need to configure a dispatcher servlet. It will come to dispatcher here. This is my dispatcher. So in my dispatcher servlet, I configured some of the information how this dispatcher has to behave, right? So it will find the appropriate request mapping. That means it will find the appropriate handler. So in our case, it is a login, right? It will be / login. Right. Now we configured controller. This is our controller. So in our controller, we have some request mappings, right? At the rate request mapping. So which is specified to login. Right. Once it is there, we are redirecting to a view. That is login view. That's all we are doing. After that, once we get login, we are providing an username and password, right? So again, same starts from our view to dispatcher, right? From our dispatcher to controller. In our controller, there will be a request mapping associated for that, right? Let's say it as validate, right? After this, I told you we are not supposed to write any kind of code in controller, right? So it is just for handling the request. It's just for sending the getting the request and returning the response, returning the appropriate view. That's all. So what I told you guys to write a service layer, that is service, right? Now my valid request will go to service layer, right? In the service layer, I am doing some kind of validation. I'm checking for not null, whether it is empty or not empty. So I'm checking for not null. Based on that, I'll be responding to your view again. That will go to here again. Else, I am forwarding it to a Diovo object or Diovo class where the Diovo will be interacting with DB. This will be interacting with DB. This is my DB. Okay. Now, if everything is successful, my service will respond true. It will come to valid. It will come to dispatcher again. It will come to my view. So this is what we saw. If you want a better picture, I can explain with the dispatcher's servlet exactly what I showed yesterday. Okay. Please let me know if you need a better explanation. I can do that. Or if it answers your question, we can proceed. What do you say, guys?
Harish, thank you for the explanation. Can you open index.jsp once?
Okay.
So here we are using the C tag, C redirect, right, to go to login page.
Yes.
And so in web.xml also, in web.xml, the URL pattern which we have given for dispatcher servlet is okay, only slash.
Yes. So which means it has capacity to process any kind of request.
Right. Okay. Yesterday I mean I have seen you were giving slash login here, so that is why I got confused.
No. I
Okay.
gave that, probably that might be in the controller. So that's the controller here.
Okay, so in the index.jsp, we are giving CD redirect, so that is why it is going to this controller where the request mapping is login.
Yes.
Okay, Harish, thank you.
Cool. Any other questions, guys? Right. Let's start again. There is a problem with my naming. It's misspelled. So it is home.jsp. Perfect. Now I will be using Jstl. Of course, I explained about Jstl. Even I forgot that. Yesterday I talked about Jstl, right, guys? How it will help us instead of using the hard-coded Java here, we can use this Jstl technology to segregate the view logic, right, completely instead of using the Java codes here, right? Let's copy paste that C tags here. Okay. Now we saw yesterday with a completely legacy based validation. Here it's our time to validate the model properly, right? First, am I returning a model to home page? Let's quickly go and check. It will be in my service. Okay. If my login is successful, let's say it's a valid, this is a valid login verified. Am I sending a model? I don't have any model to send right now. Right. Again, I need to create a model in order to send a model to my front page, right? In my view. Let's go quickly, create a model. So package com dot truck dot, let's name it bean files, beans or pure Java objects. I'm going to create a class. Let's name it truck details. Okay, truck, because we are taking the truck information, we are dealing with the truck information. Truck details. Okay, finish it up. What all the information I need? Okay, remember guys, whatever you create, it should be in your database here. Okay, so do we have, again a question, do we have a DB table created with truck details to store the truck information? As of now, I don't think so. So let's quickly create a table. What's happening? Why is it not coming up? Pardon me, guys. It's taking some time. Okay. This is my database. I have only one table. I'm creating a new table. So let's name it truck underscore details. Okay. So do I need a ID? I would say I doesn't matter for our it's a simple database, so I'm not creating any ID here. But basically, when you deal with the real-time application, you have to create ID. I told you guys when we discussed about MySQL, right? ID is a primary key, and it will be really helpful for you guys to create index on, right? Index on top of that. So you need to have a primary key, but I will make a primary key here that is a license plate, because if you see, our number plates are unique, right? For any vehicle. So let's get created with win underscore number, right? Win number, basically it will be a integer or varchar. It will come with A2E1146 something like that. It's a vehicle identification number. Win means, so it has alphanumeric characters. So the data type which I told you, varchar 25, let's say. It's not a primary key, it's not null, and it I will consider it as a unique. Now, what is my other database? Tables. Don't think I'm creating these tables out of nowhere. Okay, it's from here, from the requirements. I need a truck license plate, I need a model, I need a year, I need previous owner, I need total kilometers, I need all maintenance underscore completed. Okay, so I'm creating from here. So what do I need? Truck underscore licence. So my license number, it's totally valid to have alphanumeric characters, but I don't want it 25. Let's name it 10 characters. And I don't want it to be not null, so that's why I'm checking not null condition. Again, what do I have? I have a model. I mean, like, for every vehicle there will be a model, 2013 XYZ model or something like that. So that is my model. It's again, it is perfectly fine to have alphanumeric characters. So, but I don't want more than 10. Some cars doesn't have models. It doesn't matter. The legacy old cars, so it will be ambassador. That's all. There is no model. So I am not clicking not null. Right. What else do I need? I need a year. So manufactured year. This will be my integer. It's just an int. Okay. Now, what do I have? I need to have a previous owner. PREVIOUSWOWNER. So varchar, it's okay. Every car will have a owner. Right. I need to take total kilometers, TOTAL underscore KM. Again, it will be, I can go integer, but I don't think integer will be enough for us. So let's say big int of 10. Now, what is the other one? Is underscore all underscore MAITAINENCE maintenance underscore completed. CMPLETD. So it is a Boolean variable for me, right? So let's search for Boolean. Can I find Boolean here? Okay, somewhere it is showing, but I can't find it. Okay, for now, let's make it a varchar, which means yes or no, just a maximum of 3. And default expression, if you want your column to have a default value, if you're not inserting anything, you can go for the default expression here. Otherwise, you don't have to do that. Okay? Okay, guys. Now let's quickly save it. Finish. That's all. If you see, we have a truck details here, and I do not have any data. If you want, you can insert data, but let's see, let's try to insert the data through our program. Okay. Now we know what kind of variables we have and what is the data type. Let's quickly create our bean file. Private, I would say my win number, it is alphanumeric string win number. You guys remember when you are creating a Pojo, you need to okay, before coming here, have everybody finished creating DB table? Guys, yes, no, please.
Yes, Harish.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's try to create the same exact. Let's try to create the same exact fields here to map exactly these truck details to the table present in our database. Private string truck license. Guys, you need to follow the camel case convention here. That means if there is a two numbers in your variable name, the second number, second variable, it has to, I mean like second word has to start with a capital letter. Otherwise, there will be a problem when you are trying to deal with the model. Okay, when there will be a problem when you are using that C condition, C if everything. Right, next, private string, sorry, yeah, model is a string model private string, sorry, it is int year, private string previous previous owner, private, okay, let it be long because it can be 1 lakh or 2 lakh kilometers or 3 lakh kilometers, so I'm going with the long. TO TAL total, just name it KM, that's all. Now private, again it's a string is all maintenance maintenance completed. Before going further, guys, apart from Shannon or Shirisha, I want somebody else to answer why are we going with truck, why are we going with private here? Because I explained about this in the very first class.
Yes, because we go for private because it's a Pojo class. Because in Pojo, the class is public and all the data members are private, and we have to provide setter and getter method in the Pojo class. Private means that outsider cannot access it directly.
Thank you, Akshay. Perfect. So
Okay.
I guess everybody is clear with that concept, right? Why we are going with the private instead of public. It's one of the design pattern, I would say, or it is one of the object oriented concepts, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, now let's quickly see how to create getters and setters. I guess everybody is aware.
Sorry, Harish.
Yep.
May I interrupt?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Is all maintenance completed? It should be Boolean, I think.
Now that's what I told. I couldn't find the boolean there, so I make it as a string there, varchar. So I'm going with the
Oh,
string.
okay, okay. But I got the Boolean in Workbench. For me, it is showing.
It was showing me, but I'm not able to feed it properly.
Okay, okay, no problem.
I will change it. Okay. Let's see. Update table, alter table. I was not able to find Boolean there. B, miss somewhere.
It is below. It is below. You can scroll down. Yeah, this in the last four.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you. So please try to modify that because we'll be changing our Pojo class as well. Boolean, right, guys? I'm not manually writing getters and setters. I have the IDE feature to do that. I hope everybody is familiar with it. Whoever worked with Java. So I'm not explaining anything related to this. I'm creating getters and setters. Now I'm trying to create constructors using fields. Okay, after that I'll be generating toString. It's just for our understanding purpose. Okay, and I'm not creating any of hash here, hash method. So I'll be using the default. I don't mind how it comes because anyway there will be appropriate hashing algorithm. So it will take care of that. ToString method, right? Okay, guys, if everybody is done with that, we can proceed further. Okay. Yes, no, guys, can I go further?
Yes, Harish.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Right, where did I left? So I was here. So I need to send a modal object back to my view. I need to send a modal back to my view. So how can I send it? Modal dot. I told you it's just a carrier. All we need to do is provide a appropriate variable. It's like a key value pair, right? So that's what I'm going to do here right now. Attributes, not attributes. It's just one more attribute. Add attribute. Okay. I would tell it's just truck truck details. And I'm creating a new here. I'm not using any component because I will explain why. Every time whenever a request comes, I'm not sure, there will be some hundreds of requests I'll be getting. So I cannot rely on my IOC always to create a single object and share this object with the 100 requests. I don't want that to happen. So I'm creating for every time whenever I want to add a new truck. So I'm sending a brand new model object. Okay. So I'm taking new truck details, TRUCK details. Okay. I don't want any of these things here. I'm not sending anything. So there is an issue because I didn't create. You can just create one more constructor. So let's see that. Open declaration. I created parameterized constructor, but I didn't create an empty constructor without no parameterized constructor. It is also called as default constructor. Source constructor using fields. Deselect all. Okay. Right. And now coming back again. There is no error. So now I'm able to return my modal appropriately to my home.jsp. So now the modal is available in home.jsp. So whenever you want that modal to be accessible, you can use this key, truck details. Okay, now let's quickly come to home.jsp. Now I need to use the modal here. How can I use it? Right. We have a form tag here, guys. Remember this. Okay, I'll show the use of this right now. So far we have been discussing about the use of the C tag, right? The core library, the Jstl core library. So now let's leverage the features of form which is part of springframework.org. Okay. Form colon. So that's my namespace which I use, form. And what is my what are the available tags there? Let's see. So I have button, I have checkboxes, I have errors, I have form. So I need a form. That's all. Now, for a regular form, what do we have? We have a method, we have action. Similarly, we will be having methods here. Method. So I don't want to send this as a get. So I want to send it as a post, right? Post. Now, I should be having an action generally for any method. So any form. So here also same action. Okay, what is my action? Let's take new truck, right? Or add truck, anything. For our understanding, new truck, because I'm adding a new truck. Now it's our time to use the modal attribute. Simple, modal attribute. That's all. What is my modal attribute? Again, if you guys don't remember the modal attribute name, you can come back to truck service and you can see the modal attribute name here, truck details. Okay, I'm just copy pasting that. Right. Now, what is, if you want, you can go with the ID. I'm going with the ID uniquely to uniquely identify my attribute. Okay, or my form basically. Just you can put any form. Let's say new truck form. Okay. Now everything is fine. Now I need to take some inputs, right? Right. So I will show you guys how to take form input. Form, similarly, sorry, not from, it's form. It's a tag prefix which we are using, and input from that. Right. What do we have for regular input? So basically we will have type, ID, name. Similarly, it will have type, ID, name, but here we will get an extra attribute, that is path. Why do we need path here? Okay, the path is actually going to represent the field in the Pojo class. Remember, we created a new truck. Okay, let me open this. New truck details class, and we are sending this as our modal attribute, right? Now, this path refers to the fields present in this. So we have is all maintains completed, a model, a previous owner, total kilometers, truck license, VIN number, year, something like that. Let's see that in action. How can I map these things? Let's say, first things first, I wanted to map this to VIN number. Simple. The same exact representation. VIN number. Okay. Now, what else do I have here? If you want, you can go with the ID. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. But I will go with this ID just for my understanding. ID equal to VIN number again. It will be easy when you are dealing with CSS, and that's all. If you, okay, there will be some more attribute called form colon errors that will be helpful for us to validate the form, right? How does it look like? Form colon errors. Let's see. Form colon. Oh, that's why it's not coming. It's from. It's form colon errors. Perfect. Right. What will it have now? All it has is again the same path. Okay. If there is any error, how to represent? What is my path? Like that. So VIN number. Okay. Now, what is my ID? If you want, you can give the same ID, or it doesn't matter. I'm leaving as it is. That's all. So similarly for all the attributes, okay, all the attributes. Right now, I'll be sending you the code. I don't have patience to type everything. So we will be using this div. Okay, we got it till here. I'll be sending the remaining thing. input type equal to button. I'm sending it there, and that's all, guys. So let me try to use this same which I have right now. Type equal to submit. I don't want to validate anything. My JSP will take care of that.
Hello.
Yes. Crap. I will mute everybody. Mute all. Yes. Guys, once you are done with that, please let me know. Guys, it might be difficult for you guys to simultaneously type and follow. So what we will do, first listen to what I'm telling for my explanation, and please, you will be having some time. Please do practice by following the videos, right? Anyway, I'm sharing the videos. So in that way, we'll have some more time to give some more information to the folks. So what do you say, guys?
Yes, that's good.
Sure. Then I will continue. Right now, everything is good. So I wrote an action here. Okay. So my action is new truck, but do I have that action in my controller? Let's quickly go to our controller and check it. So I don't have any action here, right? So it's our time to write action. So it's the same thing again. To map any request coming from a view, we need to use request mapping. So I'm using request mapping here, value equal to new truck. That is my action there. So what kind of method is it? Is it a get, or is it a post? Is it a put? I'm using a method as post. Method equal to, okay, request dot post. Right. Now it's your time to declare your method which will be handling this request. So let's say my method name is new truck again, or you can name anything. Let's say add truck. Right. So what will it take right now? Earlier we are getting, remember, we are getting everything in the request params. Now it is not the case. Now how I will get it? So I need to accept a modal attribute. Okay, let's see how to accept a modal attribute. Modal attribute. That's all. What is my modal attribute name? So if I remember correctly, it is truck details. The same modal attribute name, the key what you specified while you were sending it to the view. Truck details. Okay. Now I have a modal attribute, but I need a placeholder. That means I need a variable to store that information. So I'm getting a truck attribute of type truck details, right? And you can name it truck details. Any question on that, guys? How to get a modal attribute and map it to appropriate type? Any question on that? Sure. No questions? Moving forward. Remember, guys, I am not validating anything at this point of time. I'm just getting the modal attribute. Okay. Now, what do I need? Again, if there is a chance, I might be sending the model again, right? I need a model. That's a model, right? Do I need HTTP session? For sure, I might be needing HTTP session. HTTP, because I need to store the information of a user who is storing that truck, right? Remember from our requirement, if a person stores a truck, only he can edit the details, not the other person. So that's why, okay, I need session to get this username from the session. HTTP session. Okay, now it is expecting something to be returned. Let's say I'm returning from truck service, okay, dot yeah, truck service dot add truck. I'm writing the same again. I'm not changing anything here. I'll be passing the truck details, comma, model, comma, session, right? But do I have a method by name add truck in service? No, that's why it is throwing error, right? Instead of creating manually, I will ask my IDE to create it for me. Okay, so just simply click on create method. That's all. It'll be created. Now, what do I need to do? First thing, I need to validate, right? If I don't validate anything, if I'm not validating, there will be an issue. Let's say if I'm sending in my user input, if I'm sending let's say if my truck license plate is right, it is not a null, right? It is not null and it's supposed to be unique. Let's say if I'm sending null, my JDBC connection, the code which will write to create a new record in my database, it will throw an exception. So for that, I'm not supposed to send any of irrelevant data, right? I need to minimize as much as possible. Now let's see, how can I validate? Do I have any kind of validation? Do I need to go for manual validation? No. At the beginning of the session, I promised you guys I will show you how to validate using annotations, right? Let's quickly go back to our details here. Do I have any annotations here? Anything? Nothing, right? I can specify simply not empty, and that's all. Whenever I get back this model, okay, I'm specifying my win number should not be empty. If you want to display error message, remember guys, in the form colon errors, we wrote that. So we are mapping to appropriate fields. Simply specify message equal to not win number should not be null. Right. Let's quickly see only for one thing. Okay, only for one. After that, we will add everything. I mean, like we will add all the details for appropriate parameters. Right. Now, how can I validate? Everything is fine. How can I validate? How can I validate? Right. Here, before getting the model, Spring provides us with a validation capacity or validation feature. How can I use that? How can I leverage that feature? All you need to do is just use appropriate annotation. The annotation is @valid, right? That's all. That's all. Now, if there are any errors, you may ask me a question. Hey, if there are any errors, how will my Spring know? Right? For that, it will give me one more variable, binding results, binding result. So if there is any errors, my result will carry that. So now validation will be happening in my truck service. So what I have to do? send my result as well. Okay, result as well. Now I need to modify my implementation. If you don't want to, ask your IDE to do that. So I'm doing this change method add truck add parameters bind result, and that's all. That will be done. I got the results. Now everything is fine. How can I check if my result is empty or not? Simply use result dot. There are some errors. If you want to add errors, you can do that. But if you want to find errors, you can get errors, get all errors. But that is not our motto. What is our motto? Just to find if there are some errors in our validation, in our result has or not. That's all. Simply use hash errors. And it's supposed to be in the if condition because it will return true or false, right? If it is true, I need to do something. What do I need to do? Simply I'll be returning it to my home page. Okay, return home dot. I don't have to specify any dots because I already specified in the view resolver. But do I need to send a message and do I need to add a modal again? Right, we received a modal. While sending back, can my request carry the same modal? No, I don't think so. You have to send the modal again. Modal dot add attribute. You need to pass the same name. Okay, same exact name. So what is my modal name? Truck details, comma. What am I sending? The modal attribute. Simply truck details again. I'm sending back again. Remember guys, I'm taking the model, validating it. If there are some errors, I'm sending back the model again for my view to display the errors to the user. Okay, now let's see this in action, how it will work. But do I have any missing pieces to connect before going there? I have my home.jsp. Just check once. We have controller and I have connected my controller to that. I have my truck details. Let's see my truck details. I wrote not empty. Let's write one more condition here, that is not null. So everything annotations guys. So but remember, you have to use Java X validation, not com.sun. You need to use Java X validations. Message equal to same. You can write any whatever message you want here. I'm writing a message saying that should not be null. Now let's see everything in action, how it works. Okay, save, changes, save, next, finish. Okay, it's already in use. I'll change my port. It is specifying that it has been used. Not sure which one is it. So if you ever encounter the same problem, this is a port you need to change. I'm changing it to 8090, and I will change it to the admin port. You don't need that because we are not running in admin mode. So, and that's all. Save it. Run as on server. Okay, my username is Harish and Harish. Okay, there is some issue with home.jsp.jsp. Somewhere we missed. I provided one more JSP. Let's go and check my service right over here. It's from yesterday's guys. Okay. Publish. Okay, product management. Good. Inside login. Reach. Again. It's a cache issue, guys. It's cache. Copy. Truck fleet. Reach. Oh, it's not cache. There is some problem with our code. Somewhere we are missing JSPs. Messing with JSPs somewhere. Okay, let's search quickly. File, search, where is search, where is search? Here, file, home.jsp, search. Somewhere I'm returning home.jsp. We can't find, that's weird. Okay, inside the valid method, login verified. No, it's not coming here. Truck details, home. Perfect, that is good. Message is not printing a message. Going to controller again. Session, validate. Okay, something is wrong. So whoever is typing with me, are you guys having the same kind of issue? Let me clean this.
Harish, one problem, I'm not sure whether that is the problem, but one thing is the request mapping value new truck is there, right? The T should be capital, I guess, because in the action also you have given it
Hey, what
as
is that?
capital.
Capital tree, new truck. That is correct. New truck. That is okay, but I'm not able to send my request to login page itself. That is my problem. So if you see, everything is working fine. Okay. So Harish and Harish login. That is fine. So if you see that somewhere I'm returning home.jsp.jsp, that's not able to find. So if you go to validate page, so everything is coming perfectly. So inside my service here, so it is coming here system.out.println inside the validate method. That is perfect. So I'm validating it. I'm sending home, but it is getting appended somewhere home.jsp.jsp. Let's check that quickly. I do not have anything wrong with my dispatcher servlet. Let's see dispatcher servlet. I'm just appending .jsp. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. There is some issue with the controller, I guess. So I don't know why somewhere it is getting at appended.jsp again. So I'm trying to debug that right now. Truck management, everything is good. Sorry. Okay, somewhere validate problem. Okay, I don't want this because am I using validate here? Where is my login page? So it's my validate. Perfect. It's a post method. Perfect. That is good. Okay. No, somewhere still it is getting appended. Guys, take 15 minutes break. I will try to fix it and we'll continue the session again. If I try to debug right now, there will be some issue. Please take some time and I'll be fixing it before we come back. Sorry for that, guys. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so the issue which we faced earlier was it with temp. Basically, in every PC there will be a temp folder where our Tomcat will be storing the information whenever we are running some application on it, right? So what happened earlier, whenever I did that home.jsp, it saved that, and even though we modified the page to home, it's not able to pick the latest code changes. So I had to delete. Sorry guys, I'm muting everybody. Mute all. Okay, so what I did, just went to TMP, okay, and I just opened the folder and I deleted it. You can search for Tomcat, there will be somewhere related to that. Okay, I deleted everything and it picked up, I cleaned the project, it picked up the latest versions. It will be really hard for everybody to understand because I did it so fast. If you guys want the explanation what I did, I can put it in a notepad. It will be better. Okay, main issue. Tomcat stores temporary folder, temporary Tomcat stores data in temporary folder, TMP. Okay, so whenever we are trying to rebuild the project again, it's not able to load the latest one. Instead, it is picking the old one. So it was picking the old data. So we are facing that issue of seeing the old JSP page. Right. Now what I did, delete the temp and restart the server. That's all I did. Any questions on that, guys? Guys, any questions, or do you guys understand what I did, why we are facing that issue? So if everybody is clear, yep. Yeah, any questions on that, please?
Understood.
Okay, so the actual issue was with the temporary folder, and after that I did some changes. I will walk you through. Okay, I'll walk you through what did I do. Okay, now let's come to home.jsp. So there were some issues because I was using different names there. So instead of truck license, I was using the license number. So I was using the license number. So similarly, I was using the, instead of model, I was using the truck model. So I had to change. I told you, right, guys, exactly the same names you need to do. The same, whatever you have here, same names. Win number has to match with win number in the model page, view page, sorry, when you are using the modal attribute. Similarly, truck license has to match with truck license, and model has to match with model, and everything. So is it clear, guys? And I had to change the boolean. Remember, guys, I told there is an issue with camel case letters you have to follow appropriately. So my getter and setter was not able to, I was not able to generate appropriate camel case letters. So it was generating e's, small e's, and then again there was one more e's, all. So it's a confusion. So now I changed it to everything like this, so it worked. So there is a problem with the C tags, the form tags, what we use, the Jstl. So any questions on that, guys? Clear? Okay, I want somebody to summarize whatever we did so far, please. Please, anybody from today's session, from the beginning, because I did so many changes, so I just wanted to understand whether you guys understood anything or not. Please, guys, one person. Do you want me to pick the name? I'm happy to pick it. Not Shahan though. Anybody else apart from Shahan?
Ramaraj, sorry, Harish.
Yep. Thank you. Please go ahead.
First, we created the bin class
Yes.
for the what is the required for the bin properties.
Mm-hmm.
So we declared the bin properties. After that, we declared the bin properties, and after that, we created the setter methods.
Mm-hmm.
After that, we created for the toString methods to print that values. And after that, we created one table for all using all the properties. We changed our class.
Okay.
Controller class.
Okay. We
created
yeah, we created a method.
yes, created the method, and we created that whole method of controller class. And for that, we created one Jstl page to display all the details.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I will. I'll summarize it maybe in 2 minutes. First,
Sure.
what I did. So I wanted. I wanted a home page because I was returning a home page from our service here. So there was no home page. So I went and I created a home page. Right. See this one. Just homepage, that's all. Now I thought, okay, now my homepage should carry a modal attribute. So I do not have any modal attribute. For that, what I did, I went back to my service and I was adding a modal. But for that, I need a bean, okay, to set a bean, right? So I created bean details. That is my bean here with all the information. With the exact same information, I replicated this in my DB. So I created a table and I created the columns appropriately with the same names. Later point of time, what I did, I'm able to create a new class, right? I mean a new object for this class. So I set that as a modal attribute in my service. If you come here, this is what I did. And we are taking this modal attribute, we are forwarding it to our home page. And when coming to home page, I am able to take input from the users, but we never tried that. I'm just telling you guys, this is how we take input from the users. After that, I wanted to validate, right? After that, I wanted to validate. So what I did, I added some validations. For now, I just added a simply not null and not empty validation. If you go to truck details, these are our validations which I added. And I told Spring provides a feature to validate. That's all. And that we need to use. Okay, the validate annotation. So I showed you. Okay, I showed you how to use valid annotation, and we haven't tested it so far. Let's test that right now. Okay, but before going to test, I wanted to use some debug statement so that we are not missing anything. Right. Let's follow the flow. I'll put a debug statement here just for understanding purpose, only for this time. Okay, something right inside controller method, and you can write method name add truck. Okay, now after this, it'll, if you follow the code properly, it will go to add truck, right? So if you go to implementation, there we are getting the flow. So you can put one more statement here inside the add truck in service. Right, now let's see if we have any errors or not. Okay, sure, I'll wait. Please let me know when you can wait, Akshay. Sorry, when you can hear me, my bad. When you can hear me, please let me know. Okay, he's joining again. So Akshay, can you hear me now?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Yes, it's audible. Sorry for actual wait.
No problem.
Due to my network issue, I'm facing. Yes.
Okay, in service. Now let's print the errors as well. Just for our understanding purpose, what are the errors we have? Result dot has errors. It's just a Boolean variable. It'll print a Boolean variable. That's all. Now let's try to run this flow. Okay. There is an issue again. Run as on server. Next, finish. Okay. Okay. So truck fleet login. So I'm missing login there. Okay. So Rish and Rish. Now I'm okay. Forget it. Now I'm able to see the UI. Right. I guess everybody is aware that if I don't declare a value of type int, it'll take by default 0. Right, guys? Can I assume everybody know that? For a string,
Yes.
it will be empty, but for integer values, it will be 0. For long integer,
Yes.
right? So that's why we are seeing.
Right.
That's why we are seeing, because I declared this year as an integer 0 and for long 0. If you recall the basic concepts of Java, the same value I'm getting and displaying it here in the truck fleet management page. Now let's see. I'm not giving any of the win number, so I'll write just to save. Okay, just save. Okay, let's go back and check in our controller what happened. Okay, inside the add truck in service true, we have some errors. Clear, guys? I will show you how to display the error message in some time. But do we understand how we are validating here? I didn't write any hard-coded code here, just like what we did for the user validation, something like if-else conditions. I didn't do anything here. So all I did is included this binding result, and I'm validating using @valid annotation. So any questions on that, guys? It's your time to ask if you have any questions. So no questions, so we can proceed further. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Right. There is something which I need to cover here before going further. So we added some of the I would tell CSS files, right? But I'm not able to see any kind of CSS. Why is that? Can somebody tell me, whoever has experience in Spring? Because we didn't add any of the resources, right? If you see our servlet management file here, I didn't add any of the resources. I didn't specify my container where to pick the resources from. So in order to get that resources properly, I mean, I'm speaking about these pages. So I haven't specified properly in my controller. Basically, your dispatcher servlet should know, or else there will be a problem when going for the complete annotation. And one more thing, I didn't include in our scripts, the scripts tag. So if you go to home.jsp, I haven't specified where it has to pick. I have given a class, but I haven't specified where it has to pick this class related CSS. Again, guys, I'm not an expert in the front end. I'm just trying to give an example of overview. I don't know, maybe you might be working in the front end, or you might be working in the back end, or maybe as a full stack developer. So trying to keep informed, that's all. Right, let's try to add quickly these scripts. Copy. So I'll be adding in this after this title in the head. That's all. How many of you guys work with any kind of front end technology? Okay, let me rephrase this. How many didn't work on any kind of this kind of technology, the front end? For those who don't know how to include a CSS file or a JS file or any kind of hard-coded CSS, you have to do it in a script tag. For a CSS, you need to use a link. Okay, guys, clear with that? So, and next, coming to our resource management. So our web application will provide a feature for us that is, excuse me, MVC colon resources. You can use something like MVC colon resources just to specify where your resources are located. Let's say for us it's just scripts, CRIPTS, and whatever comes after scripts, just forward it to scripts, and that's all. So my mapping is scripts. So whatever in the scripts, it doesn't matter, just forward it to the appropriate location. Sorry, it's not scripts, guys, it's style. My bad, it's just style. STYLE. Perfect. Now, if everything goes well, it has to work properly. What just happened? Did not pick up. Yep, it worked. It is taking time. If you see, I know this is not a exceptional CSS, but this will do for us. Okay, guys. Any questions on that? Any questions on that, guys? If no, we can proceed further. Okay, cool. Moving forward, now it's our time to save the details in our database. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Right, assuming that we do not have any errors, and going forward, now I have this truck details. All I need to do is send these truck details to my Diovo to store these details in the database. But do my Diovo has that kind of capability? Let's quickly go and check, because it is implementing a interface. Whatever the methods present in that interface should present in my Diovo class. So we do not have anything. So let's quickly add that. So I am taking it as a public method. I am going to add a truck, right? So it is going to return me how many records are inserted. For that, I'm taking that as an int return type. Int add truck details, DETAILS. You can, again, guys, it's up to you. You can follow the proper naming conventions, and you can use any name here for the method. So I thought it will be better if we resemble what kind of functionality we are doing. Earlier, I was validating the login, so I did the validate. Now we are trying to insert truck, so I'm going to use this add truck details method. Okay. Now, what will it accept? It has to take truck details, right? Truck details. And one more thing, I need to know who is the user who inserted this truck. For that purpose, I am taking user name, right? Now our Diovo IMP will throw error because there is one unimplemented method. That is what we just added. That is add truck details. Okay. Add unimplemented methods. Right. Now it's our code. If you remember our the MySQL session, which I showed you how to insert the details into a database, right? So we need to use insert. So how many of you guys remembered? I guess I'm assuming everybody know that. So I'm just going to directly type the query. String SQL equal to, what is my query here? Insert into truck underscore. What is the name of the table you need to follow here? I am thinking it's details. So that is truck underscore details. So I'm assuming correct. So truck underscore details. Now I need, if I don't provide the values here, what kind of columns I'm inserting into, so that will be a problem. So I'm going to provide the exact columns and the values again. So it has to be the same name, same value, right? I'll show you how to do that. First, win underscore number, that is my first column. Again, if you are giving providing the column names here, it is not mandatory that you have to follow the same insertion order. No, if you give win number right now, you can do whatever next. Let's say earlier we took truck license. Now if you want, you can go for model, because when you are giving the values, you have to give this in the same order, whatever the order you are representing right here. Okay, not the order what you created the columns. It doesn't matter. So now what next? Truck underscore license. Next I have a year. Next I have, let's see, what do we have? I have a truck model, previous owner, and total kilometer. So PREVIOUS underscore OWNER is the correct spelling. Previous owner. Okay. What else? Total underscore KM. And is all underscore main TAINENCE. It's better if I copy paste that. Again, it will be a problem. Okay, perfect. Now the query is, okay, values. This is syntax which we have to follow, right? Now we are not directly hard coding the values here, so we will be passing the question marks. Again, it is a prepared statement, guys. If you remember our first class, I created a prepared statement. If a statement is accepting any kind of parameters, then it is considered to be a prepared statement. Out question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark, comma. Just count how many we have. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Perfect. That's good. That's all I have to do. Now remember, here to pass values to our prepared statement, we need to make use of this array, object array, right? Because I don't know what kind of parameters we are passing here. Sometimes it can be a string, it can be a number, I mean, like, it can be an int, it can be a long, it can be a boolean. So I don't know. So I need to assuming everything as object, because the object is a superclass in Java. So I can insert any kind of object into my object class, right? Object, if I declare it as an object array, that's why I'm taking object array again, guys. Object, it's of type object. You can use the same name, paramets, or you can just simply params. It's up to you. New object. This is our declaration, guys. So now you need to provide the details. From where we'll get the details? Here, truck details dot. What is my first one? Get VIN number. Right. What is my next? Truck details dot get model. Truck details dot get year. Guys, if you see, if you observe properly, I'm following the same order what I gave here. Okay, I'm not creating a new order. I'm exactly following the same order, and it is mandatory, right? Next, what is my next column? Truck details dot get year, previous owner, comma, truck details dot get my total kilometers, comma, truck details dot. Okay, simple. Is all maintenance completed? Something like that. Any questions on that, guys? So now everybody understood, right, how we are going to create an insert statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes. No? Yes?
Yes, it is.
Cool. Now let's see, how can I insert? If you remember properly, we created a JDBC template in the previous session. So I'm using the same one. JDBC template dot. Okay. So now there is something, if you are updating a batch, there is a batch update. If you, for now, it is a single insertion statement for us. So we are not going for any batches. So I'll just go to update. That's all. I'll just use update. There is something called update. If you see this, this is a prepared statement. Okay, I can use that. So my SQL, comma, I need to pass, since it is a prepared statement, I need to pass the object params. That's all. So now I will have the data. So sometimes it may throw syntax errors, right? Or it may throw them data access exceptions, but we'll see how to handle them. But for now, let's try to insert, that's all. After inserting, it will throw me an int. If you see this, I'm getting an int as a return type, because it will tell me how many records has been inserted. For now, in our case, it's just only one. Int record count equal to, okay. Now based on that, I can just return this record count. That's all. Now let's connect the service layer with the Diovo layer. Going back to service layer, guys, don't get confused here. So here, do I have this Diovo layers object? If you remember our previous session, I auto wired that. Truck Diovo dot, sorry, add truck details. Okay. Now you can ask me, where can I get the username? And I'm not using any kind of username here. Okay, you can get the username from session. So we have session here, right? Let's say I want my username as string username equal to select. Oh, sorry, I'm not writing a query here. My bad, guys. I'm still there. Session dot get attribute. So whatever I use the same key value pair. If you come here, I used username. So that is my key. That's all. But it will return me a object. I need to typecast it to a string. Any questions on that, guys? So if no questions, we can proceed further. So once it is done, so what, let's say if my insertion is successful. I'm getting count here, count of records. I'm assuming if count is 1, what should I do? I need to return to home page again. I'll provide a way to my user to add again. So at that point of time, my user should create a new truck details, right? Again, so that means I cannot reuse the same truck details model object which I created earlier. Now I need to change the truck details object again. Count equal to 1. What I have to do? I will declare a object here. Let's say I will reuse the same object. Truck details equal to new truck details. That is because once inserted, I do not want to show the same details to my user. Okay, that's why I'm going with the new truck. I'm emptying the model. Right. I just need to set that to modal. Modal dot add attribute of truck details. If you remember correctly, this is a truck details which I earlier added, the same one which is available in the home page here. Okay, guys, do not get confused with this modal attributes. Going back to our code, I'm using the same truck attribute, and now truck details. That's all. So if you want to add a message, let's say my insertion is successful, you can add that. Okay, let's say I'm adding here something like message. Remember, this modal attribute, it's like a map of objects. You can add n number of objects. It's a key value pair. Based on the key, you can access that in the view. So my message, I would tell simply successful, or let's say truck added successfully. What are my spellings, guys? There might be SUCCESSFULY. I guess it's correct. I added everything perfect. Now, what is my return statement? It has to go to home.jsp. So any questions so far, guys? Any questions on the flow? Any questions on any kind of topics which we covered so far? Right. If no questions, let's quickly see the result of what we did. Run as server. Okay. Don't panic. There might be some errors because of the spellings which we copy pasted. Okay. We'll solve it. Okay. My server started successfully. There is no error. Okay, I will go to login, logging in again. Reach JRASH. Okay, now let's add some number. My win number, it has to be, let's say BR1236789, something like that. And truck license plate, something like AP03 HX009 or something based on that. Truck model, I would tell ILX50 or something. ILX50. Year, I want it from 2013, let's say. Previous owner, Harish. Let's make it capital. Total kilometers. How many total kilometers we roamed? Let's name it like maybe 230, 2300. All maintenance completed? Yes. Let's try to save it. Okay, there is an error. Don't worry. It's a syntax error. Right. Requested processing failed. A bad SQL grammar exception. I told you guys there might be some syntax errors with this. Okay. What is that? No value specified for parameter 7. Let's count how many we passed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is only 6 and 7. Perfect. Now we need to check our objects, how many we are passing. Our Diovo IMPL. Let's check our objects. Okay. Win number, model perfect, year perfect, previous owner good. Where is my truck license? I forgot my truck license here. Truck license. Truck details dot get truck license. Okay, that is what we are missing. Now let's count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Perfect. Now we saw that error, right? So how to handle this kind of error? Instead of displaying it on the front end, how can we better handle it? Now I'll do some simple statements here. Okay, I'll just reordering the code. I'll declare it 0 by default. Okay, I'll surround with exception. I'm assuming everybody is aware of exceptions. That's why I'm not talking about exceptions here. Okay, just give me data access exception, but basically you can use bad SQL exception or anything. If you speak about SQL exceptions, data access exception sits at the top level of SQL exceptions. So that's why we are able to get everything here. Now, so by default, int will become 0. I'm not changing anything. So I'm returning here. If I go to our service, so I didn't add any else condition here. So I can add one more else condition. Modal dot add attribute of maybe error. Okay, not able to insert. And if you are using logs, you can log this exception, and our team will have a look at what is wrong with that. Okay, now we have to display all these things here, the message or error in our web page to notify the user what went wrong or whether he is able to display the message. Sorry, he is able to insert the data into database. How can we do that? If you remember our first class on Jstl, guys, I mean yesterday, so I used a see if conditions, right? We will be using the same here. C colon if, right? So I told you yesterday, if you look at the login.jsp, just to recall for you guys, okay, we did this. So this is the same syntax we are going to follow there, right? Let's see. Now there is a message object and there is an error object, both. Message not equal to null. All I have to do is, oh, okay, dollar message. Perfect. So what is it telling? Multiple annotations. Message not equal to null. Test. Test equal to. It's telling me I missed a syntax. Perfect. You can do the same for error. In our case, if you observe properly, either error or message will be printed because we are adding based on if-else condition in our code. Now let's see this. Okay, let's save. Still not able to insert. Again, what is the error? Truck underscore details does not exist. Truck underscore details does not exist. Let's go and check it. Truck underscore DE. Oh, again. Sorry guys. I'm having issues with my spellings. So I wrote DEATILS. DETAILS. That's the spelling. My bad. I'm updating again, altering the table. Finish. Perfect. Now you should be able to insert this. Let's see. Okay, if you see that truck added successfully, let's go to our database and check it. Truck details. Where is our truck? Is this the record which you inserted, guys? So before proceeding any further, any questions on this? Are you guys able to follow, or am I going too fast? Please let me know. I'll reduce my pace. Yes, no, yes, no.
We are good, Harish.
So good, right? So everybody able to catch up, right? Everybody able to understand, right? Okay, okay, cool. Proceeding further, assuming that we do not have any questions and proceeding further. So if you observe properly, I did introduce some of the anchor tags here, but I couldn't, okay, I was not able to insert any details in the controller. Okay, I'll see, we will see. Now search, there is nothing search. So I didn't map this search in our controller. Let's quickly see how can we map search. Okay, the feature which I'm trying to create here is search the trucks. But before going there, there is one more requirement which we missed. Okay, let me open this. If you see this properly, once entered, the data should be searchable into database and needs to be retrievable using search. That is perfectly fine. Trucks added by a particular user should not be deleted or edited by a different user. Okay, are we doing that? I took the username, fine, but am I inserting the user details into my database? Like whoever is creating a new truck, am I doing that? Is there any relation table exists? No, right? We didn't create any of the relation tables. How many of guys are aware of 1NF notation in database? Normalization form, 1NF, 2NF, 3NF will be there, right? So how many of you guys know about 1NF? What is 1NF? Can somebody define this, please? Anybody? Anybody who work with any kind of database? Because it is not related to database, it is related to RDBMS, which means it is common for any relational database management systems. You can, if you consider Postgres, it is the same concept. If you consider MySQL, it is the same concept. If you consider Oracle, it's the same concept. What is 1NF? Okay, to define NF, normalized form or normalization form, you can go with anything. What is 1NF? Guys, anybody? A vague definition will do, please. No? Do you guys want me to?
In
Okay, please.
1NF, each table should contain single value, and the record should be unique.
Okay. Any other definition, guys? Okay. So when we design our database, okay, similar, the same concept, whatever we discussed so far, to make sure that it is independent of any kind of dependencies. Okay, similarly here also we need to make sure that our tables are as independent as possible. 1NF is like the lowest dependency. It means at a max you can have only one dependency on your table. What do I mean by that? It's not about relation, guys. Multiple tables can refer to your primary key in a single table. That's not what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking about, let's say in our case, I'll go back to my database here. So I can add one more column here by saying that modified by, right? I can add one more column here by modified by, but at the point of time, what will happen? It is dependent on the user. Understood, guys, or do you want me to repeat again? Now, if you see it, I am considering only this table for storing the truck information alone. I'm not keeping any user unrelated data. So if I have to store user truck related, that means I need to have only truck related information there. I do not want to have any other information. Okay, if there is any other information, then it is not considered to be 1NF. There are 2NF, 3NF, 4, you can go so on, normalized form. If it is 2NF, yes, I can introduce one more here at the end. There will be maintained by or inserted by some column. So I don't want to that happen. So we are following the 1NF notation. That's why I made as simple as possible. So which means my table will store only information related to truck, because user is not information related to truck, but there is a relation. Let's see how we can establish the relation between these two. Any questions on that, guys? Any questions on that concept, what we discussed so far? Either you guys should understand everything or you didn't understand anything. So what should I take? If you guys didn't understand, please let me know. I'll explain again. Maybe this time, maybe in layman words again. I'll try. Cool. So we know 1NF now. Just I do not want to impose any kind of dependency on my table with a username or anything, or you can consider I don't want to save any unnecessary information related to anything else apart from truck. So I don't want to store anything. So that's why I'm going in a granular fashion. Okay. Now let's try to establish a relation between the username and our truck. Right. How can I do that? If you remember, guys, there is a concept called primary key foreign key relationships. For now, let's do that. I'm creating a one more table. My table name is, let's name it user underscore truck underscore master, because it is a relationship which represents between user table, I mean login master table, and the truck details. So user underscore truck underscore master. Right. If you want, you can have an ID just for showing, and it will be a primary key, not null and unique, obviously. Now it's our time to imply the constraints, I mean foreign key constraints. Right. First, let's connect to user table. I have username here. Username. Okay. So varchar type, it has to be same. So I will be using varchar there. So I'll be using the varchar here. Now let's connect to the other table, which is truck details, truck license, because that is unique. Okay, guys, that will be unique. Truck underscore LICENSE. So it's a varchar again. Okay, perfect. Maybe you can name it null. Foreign keys can be null. That's up to you how you design database. Now I'm trying to establish a loose connection, so I'm going with this null. It can be nullable. It is nullable. Right. Foreign keys. No foreign key name. Let's establish foreign key with free connection with login master. So user name, reference table. Where is my reference table? You can see that truck underscore truck dot login dot master. Right. This is our table. I can link it to username. Right. Username. Okay. There are some things here. What is that? On delete, on update, on delete. Okay. Let's say if I am updating my truck details, what I have to do with the reference here. That depends on you again, based on your design, DB design. You can choose whatever you want. For now, I'm specifying no action. Sometimes you can specify on delete cascade. Okay, cascade. That means if they are deleting the record in our case, let's say if we are deleting a record in truck underscore details table, since our newly created user underscore truck underscore master table, this table has a reference to truck details, what I have to do, I need to drop that also, right? Since I do not have the master key, there is no point of referencing to that. So you can based on that you can choose. As of now, I'm taking no action. Okay, no action. Now let's establish the second foreign key, right? That will be referencing to my truck underscore li. So I'm giving the same name here. It doesn't matter though. What matters is license license. Now what is the table which I'm referencing to? Slow. Okay, I'm referencing to truck underscore details table, and it has to map to truck underscore license column, right? What is the type? Type is varchar. Both has to be varchar. So this is varchar. This is my field in current table, and I'm mapping to truck underscore license must be indexed and be of compatible type of foreign key to created. Okay, there is some issue. I couldn't create this. Let's update this. So the table. Sorry guys, I've been altering this table for multiple times. It may, if you guys are confused, I'll tell you what I'm altering here. So I had there was a problem for me. So I did not introduce this truck license as a primary key. So I'm not able to create, reference the foreign key relationship. To give a foreign key relationship in another table, in the related table, it has to be a primary key. In our case, I'm not able to give any reference here. That's why it is complaining, because I didn't specify this as a primary key. See that? I didn't check it, right? I didn't check it. Now let's see. Play. Now I changed everything. It's good. So far good. Okay. Now let's see. Must be indexed and be of compatible type foreign key to create. What did I do? Okay. Username. Why is it going to username here? That is perfect. Username is perfect. Why is the username coming here again? Sorry for that, guys. Let me see why I'm not able to reference. It's a truck license. Perfect. Truck details. That is good. VIN number. Truck license. Column truck underscore license must be indexed and be of compatible type of foreign key to be created. Now I just updated that. Refresh. Where is my refresh? Something is wrong. Okay. I'm not creating any license here. I don't want the relationship. I don't want, I'll just, there will be issue with the commit. I may have to refresh this window. So what I will do, I'll just try to close this and open again. But before going there, I'll just try to commit whatever I did so far. And we can alter the table. Okay. Just close this. I will open in a new window again. Don't save. I don't want to save anything. Refresh all. Perfect. Perfect. New. Create table. Same steps I'm repeating again, guys. User underscore truck underscore master. So I need ID. Maybe I can keep it primary key. I can go for user name. Okay, what else? I need truck license. truck underscore license. Is it a correct spelling? Yes, perfect. Okay, yeah, that's fine. foreign keys, foreign key, username, reference a table, login master. It is my username. Perfect. So truck_licence, truck license, truck underscore details, truck license, truck license. Perfect. Username. Now my username should point to login master. Okay. My SQL is playing with me, guys. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Let's see if it comes up. Why is it not coming? I specify login master. Username. And check it. Perfect. Coming here. Perfect. Coming here. Perfect. Okay. Apply. That's correct, guys. See, let's see. Constraint, username, references, truck login, username. On delete, no action, on delete, no action. Constraint, truck license, foreign key, truck license, references, truck details, truck license. Apply. Finish. Any questions on that, guys? So if no questions, I can go further. Right. Okay. Now,
Harish, can you send this SQL?
oh, you want the SQL?
Query? Yes.
Okay. Let me. How can I pull the SQL? Refresh all. Yeah, I can send it to you. Do you want right now, or I can send it to you? I can put it in a .sql file, and I can send you guys the.
Yes, yes, sure.
After
After
the
the session.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, where are we? Yes, I created a table. That is good. Well and good. Now it's our time to insert some data into the table, right? When do I need to insert the data? So here is the thing you need to understand, guys. Whenever we are inserting a record into our truck underscore details table, that means some new truck has been created by some user, right? There is a mapping between these two. At that point of time only, we need to insert details into this new table as well, that user underscore truck underscore master, right? Let's see that. Basically, the Diovo related information will be always present in the Diovo IMPF. I mean, like data access layer, that is Diovo, right? Let's see that here. Now I need to go for one more query. String SQL equal to. It's again an insert statement, guys, but this time I'm inserting into different table. Okay, there is one more issue. I created an ID. Do I need to repeatedly insert that ID, or can I make it auto increment? Here is the thing, guys. Somebody was asking about Oracle on our first class, if I remember properly. So there is no concept of auto increment in Oracle. You need to go with a sequence. Okay, sequence is something for uniquely identifying a record, a column in every table. They will create a sequence and they will increment that sequence number. But in MySQL, we do not do that. What we do, we will specify auto increment. That's all. I'll show you how to do that. If you come to here, let's pick the same table which we created. So I'm going to alter table again. Okay. So this is my primary key, but I did not specify any expression here, right? I did not specify any kind of expression here. All I will do is just auto increment, and that's all. It will pick automatically. If I want, I can specify default, something like 1000. It's up to you. It'll pick automatically. Let's apply. So if you remember properly, I talked about sequences, which I am not creating here. If anybody is working with Oracle, you may have to create sequences. Okay, and the insertion will the logic which we are going to write here now, it will differ again. I'll show you how it will differ. Let's try the query. insert insert into, if you remember the table name, it is user underscore truck underscore master, right guys? Now again we'll follow the same sequence. There are 3 parameters or 3 columns which I need to insert, but as of now I told I'm not inserting the ID because I specify it as auto increment. So let's see how it behaves. Username, that's all. Next, what do I need to insert? I need to insert truck underscore truck underscore licence, right, into values. Okay, what are my values? It's just 2 question marks because it's a prepared statement again, which means we are dynamically inserting the data. I cannot reuse the SQL here. Maybe I'll go with query. You can write more meaningful names, something like if you change SQL, I'm not changing right now, something like query to insert into truck details, something like that. For just for readability, if somebody else is taking a look at your code, they should understand, right, what is this SQL, what is this query. So we need to do that. We need to follow the appropriate naming conventions. For this time I'll do it for you guys. So something like query to insert into truck, oops, camel case, insert into truck details. Okay, something like that should be meaningful. You can do that here. No, I'm not doing anything to the query. If you want, you can name whatever you want, but for now I'm just going with query. Now let's see how to insert this into the other table. Again guys, we need object, right? We need one more object of params, that the array of type. Object of, let's name it to tell the differences. For again, it's a readability purpose. It will be query params. That means for this query, this is the params which I am using. Everything what we do in the coding standards, it's for readability. Again guys, remember readability. If somebody else is taking a look at your code, they should easily understand what you are trying to do. They should be in a position to understand the logic within no time. They should not spend more time. So that is called as readability. So whenever you write coding, there will be some specific guidelines maybe provided by your team or maybe provided by your organization. Please try to follow them. So I don't know what kind of coding standards you are asked to follow. So for now, I'm just following this. Let's see. Object, again, 2 parameters. First one, my username, right? If you follow this, my username. So I'm getting from here, username, right? Next, I can get it from bean object, that is dot get license, and that's all. Now, if the record count is successful only in that case, okay, I have to insert. How can I do that? Right, if condition, else I should not do that. Or you can do one thing, you can do a batch processing that we will see, because I told you we'll be speaking about the transactions. I'll try to explain that after this. Okay, how to use a batch processing, and if there is a failure, how do we do the transactions? Okay, I'll try to explain that, but for now, in the layman terminology, we are doing this. For the persons who don't have any experience in the Spring and how to connect to SQL, so we'll be inserting in that way, a very layman way, right? If record count equal to 1, I need to insert something. So what is that? I can copy paste that Instead of this, I can use query, and all I need to do is pass this appropriate params. Right, again, it is update statement. It will provide me count, right? Count equal to, that's all. Any questions on that, the statements which we wrote so far, guys? Okay, let me enlarge this. Let me pull this down. Now, tell me, any questions on any of the topics which we discussed here? Why I need one more table, right? And how we are inserting into one more table? How I established a connection with the other table? Any questions on that? So can I assume that everybody understood this? Yes, no? Okay. So if you guys are not responding, I'm taking it as yes. That means you understood everything and moving forward. Okay, now everything is good. Let's quickly verify one more insertion. Okay, one more insertion, how it works, because we did some changes, right? Now we have to see the data in two tables. If we are not seeing some data in both the tables, that means we did somewhere mistake, and we'll fix it if there is any, right? Before going to search, again insertion. So I'll start from the login. My session might have expired. Okay, I need to restart the server. No, good, I'm good. Harish. Okay, let me try to add different numbers. So okay, here we need to do validations that I will be providing as an assignment to you guys, because I specified some of the fields in database as unique. If you remember properly, bin number is unique, truck license is unique. So I want you guys to do that. I will be sending a detailed email about that. But for now, for our positive testing, for a developer, there will be always a positive testing. Okay, for our positive testing, I am taking a different number than what I inserted earlier. This is my earlier number, so I'm going to FC. Still, I'm going this 007. Perfect. Truck model, I'm going 51. Year, I didn't specify unique. I can still go with 2013. Owner, I didn't specify unique because one owner can have multiple multiple trucks or multiple vehicles. Okay, kilometers, same. There is no guarantee that it will be unique. I don't know. Okay, is all maintenance? It's up to you. For now, let's go with no. Okay, previously we tried with yes. Let's see. I haven't changed anything in the controller or anything in the service layer, guys. Remember, again, I didn't change any code. All I did is I included one more insert statement in my existing code. That's all. See, truck added successfully. Cool. Now let's go back and check in our database. Right. If we see now, select 1000 rows. There are two trucks. Of course, you can see that there is a difference in the model. There is a difference in the license number, everything. But we need to check the other table. Right. Clear, guys? Any questions on that? Guys, any questions? Any concerns? Am I going too fast or too slow? Feel free to tell me, guys. If you do not have any questions, I will give you guys maybe 10 minutes of break because I need to get some water. My mouth is so dry. And thank you, guys. Just go get some water, or maybe you guys, if it is your breakfast time, have some. Recording, cool. So let's get back to where we left. But before proceeding further, okay, did you guys have any questions on anything in Spring, whatever the topics we covered so far, and the flow as well? Please let me know right now so that we can quickly recap everything. Else, I want somebody, okay, not Shahan Ahmad, okay, and not, let me open the participant list. Forgot the name. Where is this? Not Akshay Sharma. Anybody else apart from these two guys? I want anybody. Can be anyone. It's doesn't matter. Or if you want me to pick, I can pick it. But I want you to be okay. I want you to volunteer and tell me. Just revise quickly. Just recap on what we did today. Very quick recap, and it should be a detailed information. Maybe take 2 minutes. Fine. I'll take a notepad and I'll write it down. Guys, this I'm doing especially for the freshers or the persons who never worked on Spring. So it will be really helpful if we do this quick recap sessions. They can remember what we did so far. I want somebody to take the initiation and tell me. Please do it quickly so that we can resume the session and we can see some more topics. Okay, I'll make it easy for you guys. I'll pick one person, and definitely not the person who joined today. Okay, let me pick. I guess Sagar joined today, so I'm not picking him. How about Viresh? Viresh, can you please quickly summarize what we did? Viresh, are you at your desk?
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So today we created a home JSP, and we added a bean for corresponding
I want
home
you
field.
to tell me the way which we did the flow. I was speaking about the top-down approach, right? So first JSP, then comes to the add the controller, then come to service. I did something there, and then came to Diovo,
Okay.
like that. I want you to please follow the flow. Please tell me.
Okay. So we created a home JSP.
Perfect. Next.
And we created a bean.
Bean. Next.
And we added fields in JSP, home JSP.
Fields in JSP, that is it. Okay, there is something called naming convention for that, right?
Yeah, it should be same as whatever we have defined in
Called
beans,
as
and
something.
it should be init cap.
Isn't it called as modal? We made it as a modal
Yeah,
and then send it to view, right?
yeah, right. Sorry.
That's what the naming convention which I'm expecting. Modal and send it to view. Next, please. Yes. What is the next step?
And then we created a action corresponding to whatever we mentioned in JSP and controller.
Created a action in controller. Can I frame it like created a request mapping or mapped the request to appropriate? Yeah, created a request mapping. Cool.
Yeah, and also we added a few more new annotations like not null and not empty in bean class to validate not null and not empty
Perfect.
fields for
Can I frame the sentence like added validations to validate my model? Can I frame like that?
yeah, right.
To validate my model. Perfect. Next.
And then we added service method corresponding to whatever we defined in we called in controller.
Okay, that comes here before adding validations, right?
Yeah.
So created a method to handle the validations or to and flow, anything, and then added validations. Perfect. Next, please.
And then we added a DAO layer method.
Added Diovo. Okay, next.
And we created a table in database, and we wrote a SQL query to insert data, and we called JDBC template update for inserting that data using prepared statement.
Can I frame all together like something here? Inserted data into database. Okay. Inserted
Yep.
data into database using Diovo layer. Can I frame something like that?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, anybody has any questions on that? Okay. Moving forward, if you don't have any questions. Okay. So we added truck and we are able to see the records in both the tables. That means the way what we are doing here was successful, right? Both the queries are getting executed. Now so far what we did, we inserted data into database. That's all. Let's see how we can retrieve the data from database. Okay, again, top-down approach, guys. First, our front end. What do we have? Let me close everything. I don't want anything here. It's getting confused. Okay, let's go to home.jsp. Right. I added a anchor tag, right? So there is an add truck, there is a search. Now I'm speaking about search. Right. Do I have a appropriate request handler for search? That I can verify by going to controller. I have anything? Nothing. Like search for it. Search. Nothing. So we need to add an appropriate request mapping here. Guys, remember, we are not supposed to use system.out.println inside any of our applications. For your testing purpose, it is valid, but you're not supposed to release that code when you are raising a review request. Okay, when you are merging your code into Git or SVN based on your repository, you're not supposed to have any system.out.printlns. For that purpose, we will be having a logger. Okay, if time permits, I'll explain you what is logger. Now, what is the value? Search. Now I am not specifying any method because I'm not passing any kind of parameters to that. Okay. So by default, if I don't specify any kind of method, it will take the method as get. So I don't have to tell that to my IOC. Right. String. Can we name appropriately for this functionality? So what am I doing? Search. Or I'm just sending it to sending the control to a search page, right? Yeah, let's do search. So what am I sending again? Let's see. I need do I need a session? Do I need a session? Of course I need a session, but I may not use right now. I'll just take who is that guy? Can integrate Git as well to be informed like how we do it as I mentioned. If you guys insist, okay, if you guys need the information about Git, I can show you that. I can show you once we finish this Spring tutorial. I will show you quickly how to do that in tomorrow's session. Okay, if that is okay for you guys, or else, yeah, no problem. For sure, guys, no problem. I can show you that it won't take much time, but I want you guys to get your credentials, or maybe if you are okay with that, if you have access to GitHub, please create account in your GitHub. Okay, or else we'll see tomorrow how to do that. But for now, let's continue our session. Now value is search, HTTP session. Perfect. Do I need a modal attribute? That depends again and you, what kind of search functionality you are writing. Are you going to search based on every parameter, or are you going to search based on a single parameter and return a list of objects? I am thinking more of searching on unique ID that is based on truck parameter. Okay, truck license. So for that purpose, I'm not going to create a model. I'm not going to send any model to my view. Right. What else do I need? Do I need anything else? Do I need HTTP select request? I don't need that. Right. I just need only session if I make use of it. Right. I'm going to return simply search page. Okay. Do I have a search page? Now again, going back, when I'm writing here, do I have a page by name search here? No. It's our time to create a search page. New file serch.jsp. I'm creating a JSP, guys. Again, I'm repeating this statement again. We are using JSP as our view technology, so that's why I'm going with JSP. If anybody wants to do some trial and error method, please consider using FTL or TimeLeaf. That depends again on your choice. Search. Okay, my bad. Every time I'm creating in web INF, so I need to create it in the web content. Otherwise, there will be a problem with my URL pattern matching. Okay, right. Search.jsp. I don't have anything. Let's quickly copy paste some of the contents. So I will take till body search.jsp. I'll take till body and I'm in this. Okay, again, I'm doing some copy paste, guys. I'm not doing anything like out of the box. I'm just reusing the same, reusing the same fields present in our form. Okay, let's see. I'm going to create this time. Let's see the difference between normal form and the Spring Framework form. I'm going to use a normal form, so it's up to you again, guys. But normally, I'm just showing you here that our Spring supports both kind of forms, but the Jstl form and the regular plain HTML form. Action equal to. So can I name it as retrieve, because we are trying to retrieve the data. RETRIEVE, retrieve. And I don't want my win number or my license number should be visible in my URL. So let's make it method as post. Method equal to post. Okay. Now what do I know? What do I need here? Input type equal to text. Okay, perfect. You can give a name. The name, let's name it. For now, I'll just implement one. Rest of the things you guys has to implement. That will be an assignment. Okay, for now I'll implement only one functionality. Let's say truck license, LICENSE. What are my spellings again if I did some wrong with the spellings? Okay, I will take the ID as, okay, there is a spelling mistake, truck license. Okay, now what do I need? I need to tell my user what exactly it is. So he has to enter truck license. Okay, I need to have a submit button. Input type equal to submit, value equal to, if you want you can specify value, something like search, else it's up to you. I'm self-closing tag, I'm not writing anything else there. Now that's all. Now we did the front end part, right? Do I have a mapping for this appropriate action? For this one, let's go quickly and check in the controller. Do I have one? No, I don't have one. Right, what do I have to do? At the rate request mapping value equal to, right, This time I am sending my request as a post, right? So method equal to request. Okay, there is a spelling mistake. Let me copy paste that. Request method dot post post, right? Definition. Let's say I'm returning a string again. I will be returning to the search page again. Now, can I name it after retrieve? My method name. Will it make sense? Yes, for me it makes sense. What do you say, guys? Okay, what all do I need? String. Sorry, not string. First @request parameter, right? And whatever the value we gave there. If you go back to our search.jsp, I specified truck license. So let's copy paste that here. Truck license of type string. If it is after type object, if you remember properly, for a modal attribute, we are taking it as an object. So that's why I took it as truck details object. Now I'm taking it as of type string. Okay. Truck license. Right. What else I need? I need a modal. Maybe I may send a list of objects to my view. So I need a modal. Modal, comma. What else I need? Do I need a session? Yes, I need a session. HTTP session. I may not use it, but now I want you to know how to use a session. That's why I'm taking everything here. But remember, guys, when you are really coding properly, you should not take unnecessary parameters. Okay, you need to take whatever is required for that method to finish the job. Okay, cool. Right. Now again, I'm transferring the logic to my search.jsp. Sorry, to my service class. So return dot. Let's create a method in my service class. Truck service dot retrieve or search. It's up to you. I can go with retrieve. If search make more sense for you guys, try doing that. Right. All I need is truck license and a modal. Okay. That's a return, not dot return statement. I don't have a retrieve method, so I'm asking my ID to create again. So it is doing for me. Right. Now here, what I need to do. Right. I need to go to database to get the truck license name. Okay. Truck license. First thing, there is a statement in our requirement. If you open this requirements, read this. Trucks added by a particular user should not be deleted or edited by a different user. So how will we implement this? There are two ways to implement it. First one, in your server side. So how? What is server side? Right over here. We can get the details from both the tables. Okay. Let me quickly draw that. Let me quickly draw that. So now I can retrieve the username. Let's say there are two tables, right? So basically we have three tables. 1, 2, 3 tables. Let's consider this as a ER diagram, guys. I do not have a better tool to visualize it. If we are using Postgres, there was a PG modeler which can be done easily. So I do not have that luxury. For now, I'm trying to explain you with the ER diagram here. Right. First truck. This is my login. Okay. Now, what is this? This is my truck details. Now, what is this? That is my user underscore truck. We have 3 tables, only 3. I'm not taking much, only 3 tables, right? So there is something called username here. The field name is username, and we mapped that username to username in here. Username in here, right? Now there is a relationship between these 2 tables as well, right? The relationship is truck underscore license. Truck underscore license. Right, we have that same field here as a primary key. Truck underscore license. So guys, if you see properly, there is a relationship for us. Now, is it possible for me to retrieve the user details? Let's for a particular truck. Let's say I inserted Harish inserted a truck, right? Is it possible for me to search based on the truck license? Can I get the user information who inserted this truck details? Of course, if you see this ER diagram properly, we can get it. How? All I need to do is get the username from this table, right? And get the truck license from this table and map this. So I'll have a result set. Any questions on that, guys? Did you guys understood? If yes, I'll proceed further. Right.
Yes, Harish.
Going forward. For that purpose, I need to create some queries in, or just maybe one query in our Diovo layer. For that, first I need to transfer my control to Diovo layer. So how can I do that? It is JDBC template. Sorry, it's truck Diovo dot. Can I create a method here to retrieve truck details or such truck details? Let's go with retrieve truck details, or just retrieve. Okay. What do I need to pass? I need to pass my truck license, comma. I didn't get user details, guys. So for that purpose, I need to access this session here. HTTP HTTP session. If you see that controller, I didn't pass this session to this class, this method in the truck service, right? So I need to pass session. Right, now I'm able to get the details here by using that whatever the concept we earlier used. See this same exact concept. Basically, I set my username in the attribute, session attribute, so I can retrieve anytime whenever I want. Right, so now I'm getting that here again. So user name. Do I have a method by retrieve? No. Create method. Now it will do the method here. It is not of type void, so I am assuming it will return a truck details. Okay, this is of type truck details. Now let's go and implement the method in truck Diovo IMPL. Right, add unimplemented methods. Okay, so now again, guys, query, first query. What is the query I am writing? String SQL equal to. Now we discussed about joins, right? Here I am joining 3 tables. 3 tables, right? Okay, let's see how I can join 3 tables. First, select. What am I selecting? For now, if it is easy for you guys to understand this query, I can do it in our this one, the UI which we have right now, the MySQL workbench. I can do that. it's easy for you guys to see. We can have these columns here, and we can retrieve the column information here, user details. So let's do that quickly here. Okay, so select statement, CLECT, select, CLECT, select. So what am I selecting for now? Let's say I'm selecting asterisk from my table name. What is my table name? So I'm selecting, see, I'm trying to do a inner join here, or you can tell that equi join. Okay, both are same. So I need exactly the result set. I don't want any left outer or right outer. I need only what matches my query. That's all. Okay, for now, let's do this. Truck underscore details. Okay, D or TD, truck details, comma. What am I retrieving from again? One more thing. Login underscore master. Okay, and name it LM, comma, user underscore truck underscore master UTM. Right, now where first write your join statements. TD dot, there, what is the relation between TD and user truck master? So that is truck license equal to user underscore truck. Okay, it is, I used UTM dot truck license. Okay, next, and what is the other statement? So we established a connection between two tables here. What is my another connection? So what is my foreign key primary key relationship which matches both the tables? Let's do that. So I am doing a join from lm dot username equal to UTM dot user underscore name. Perfect. Okay, is it coming properly, guys? I don't think so. Truck underscore license, perfect. But username is not user underscore name. User underscore name. Right. Perfect. Now I have one more condition, right? Like that. So what is my condition? One more condition. So I need to verify the appropriate user. Okay. I need to verify whether the same person is trying to retrieve the data or not. The same person in the sense the person who inserted the truck details. So for that purpose, I am going to do this way. I can take the data from anywhere. Let's say if I want to take the data from login master, lm dot username equal to, basically in our, if you go with the Java, this one, Java conventions, it's question mark. Let's try to execute this query. So my thing is username is Harish. Okay, let's see what we'll get. Based on that, we'll filter what is required. Right. Set as default schema. Where is that? Okay. So see guys, I'm able to insert the I'm able to get the details, right? But what am I getting here? I specified star. I don't want everything, right? I want only star from TD. Okay, cool guys. TD comma, and I can take one more parameter of type. Maybe let's specify username. That I can get it from LM. Can I do this? Let's see. Yes, if you see this, what I'm getting VIN number, truck plate, model, user, a previous owner, total kilometers, is all maintenance completed or not, and the username. So is this what we need? Can I take this query? Yes, that is absolutely valid. So I'm able to get it. Now let's go back to our code here. Right. Instead of this, I can go with a question mark because it is a prepared statement. Guys, before going any further, do you have any questions on this query, what I wrote, what I composed right now? Or if you guys didn't understand anything, please ask me. I am happy to explain again why I had to join these many tables to get the record. I'll tell you again. Yes, no, yes. So which means I'm assuming that everybody understood properly. Perfect. Okay. Now it's time to execute this query. Okay. Right. Guys, do you think it will be only one record or multiple records? I want answer, guys. So is it possible for me to get multiple records with this query? Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfectly. Perfect. That is perfectly all right. Okay, to get multiple records, because a user can insert n number of trucks. We do not have any restrictions on the username, right? So now I need to write a query for a list of objects. Okay, let's see that how I can write the list of objects query. But before that, it is a prepare statement, right? So I need to pass arguments. Again, params. It's up to you. You can define anything, give a meaningful name. Okay. Even though I have a one, I'm passing array. So it is username. I'm passing that. Now, how can I execute a query? Simply go to JDBC template dot. This time I am writing a query for a list, right? I'm writing a query for a list, right, guys? So simply tell query, and that's all. Pass the statement params. Sorry, first I need to pass the SQL, and then pass the params. Right. Now I will be getting a result set. I need to map it properly to an appropriate class, right? So how we will do that? Perfect. Let's see. For that, can I go with there is a concept called row mappers. Okay, there is a concept called row mappers. What is a row mapper? I'll come here. I'll come to here. This UI. Okay. Can I tell this as a row, guys? Can I tell this as a row? Let's say if my record is returning something around like 20 or 30 records, how can I map everything? Right? I cannot go while result set dot has next. If you remember our first class, I did that. While result set has next, then get the next object, get everything. I cannot do that here because it will take so much of time. And moreover, we are in Spring. We are not in servlets anymore. We are using a framework. Let's use the capacity or feature of Spring to do that for us. Okay. Right. For that purpose, I am going with a row mapper. I can tell that a new. Can I name it a truck row mapper or truck details row mapper? It's up to you. Truck. Okay. First, I need to create a row mapper before going here. Right, guys. One more question for you, for everybody here. Do I have an appropriate Pojo to handle this kind of scenario? I have only one Pojo, that is truck details. I'm able to handle everything. But do I have another Pojo, or is it possible for me to store the information in the existing Pojo? Let's review that. I'm getting all the information related to this one. Perfectly all right. Right? No issues at all. But I'm getting an extra information also. That is my username. How can I store the username? How can I store the username? So I don't have one. Let's create one more Pojo. New class. Let's name it truck truck user information. Is it meaningful, guys? Because we are getting the truck information and the user information as well, right? Right. Let's reuse the truck details class here. Private truck details. Right. Now I have one more parameter. Private user name that is of type string. Right. Perfect. Now I need to generate getters and setters. Source generate getters and setters. Select all. Okay. I will generate source generate constructor using fields. This time I will generate only a default constructor, not a parameterized one. And again, there are some shortcuts, guys, so you can use them as well. But I'm showing the plain old way. So if you all you have to do is Alt plus Shift plus S, it will open, and then based on your preference, just type it. Now I'm going to create a toString class, and that's all. Perfect. Now I can store the truck details and the information here, the user information here. Let's try to implement that here. Now, I have been speaking about row mappers, how these row mappers will help. Let's see that in action. Again, guys, this is the old way of doing in Spring. There is a better way. I will show you that. But for now, let's use this row mapper concept. Dot truck dot. Can I name it like Diovo helpers because I'm using it in the Diovo package, right? Always we have to use meaningful names for the packages as well. So our Diovo utils, anything is fine, but it should be meaningful. So I will be going with helpers. Diovo helper. Okay. Refresh. Let's create a new class. But the thing before creating a class, there are some specific features which you need to understand this concept of row mappers. Okay. First thing, it extends. It implements. There is a base interface called as row mapper. It implements that row mapper. Okay. We need to add that row mapper. Like how can we do that? Let's see. Can I name the class as truck user information row mapper? Can I name it like that? Okay. Can I name it like this? Okay, so let's do that. Okay, but I forgot to implement that, so I'm going to implement here implements. So as I told, it will be implementing row mapper of type what am I going to retrieve what kind of details I'm going to retrieve? I'm going to retrieve truck information. So first let me import that, otherwise there will be a problem. It's spring.jdbc.core. Okay, and then it handles, guys, how many of you know about generics? Guys, anybody, any information on generics? No?
Yes. We use generics for type safety.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. Right now, a row mapper is configured to handle any kind of classes. That's why they named it after like T. There will be a T if you see the implementation of T. But what we have to do is we have to provide appropriate type here. The type will be now truck user information, right? Truck user information. Truck. Why is it not showing up here? Yeah, it is here. Truck user information. Perfect. Now there is some issue here. Let's implement the unimplemented methods. Again, remember guys, we got the result set the same way. We are back to square one again. This is the old way of implementing the Spring. I'll show the better way also, but we need to learn the old way as well. In case if you go and work on some legacy applications, you should have an idea. That's why I'm trying to explain this. Right now, I can do everything in this map, but the thing is, I need to do a result set extraction. For that, I need a result set extractor. So let's create one more helper for me. My name, let's name it as a result set extractor. Truck user information result set extractor, extractor. Right, it has to implement result set extractor. That is a super interface, result result set extractor. You see this? There is one, right guys? So it's also of type generic. It accepts it is capable of processing any kind of classes. All you need to do is provide this generic here. Okay, finish. Right, the generic is truck user information row mapper. Oh, my bad guys, it's not the row mapper. It is supposed to be truck information bean. Why am I doing row mapper here? Okay, let's implement the result extractor. Right, what I have to do, I need to iterate one by one and get the details, right? The same way what we did in our servlets, like result set dot get, result set dot get of 1, get of 2. You can access by name or by index. So in our case, we are doing by name result set. Okay, right. Before going there, if I retrieve, where do I have to store the information? For that purpose, I need to create truck user information equal to new truck information. Okay, so my truck information has one more object that is of type truck details. First, let me create that truck details. Okay, truck details equal to new truck details. Right, let's see how can I retrieve the data from the result set and set it to this one. What I'll do is, guys, all I have to do is truck details dot set. Okay, first if let's say if I want to set a model, I can retrieve that by using result set dot get string, because my model, okay, my model is a string. I can get as a string, get string, and it's model. Right, how will I get to know the column name? Right, if you go here, we already did that. So I'm getting a model, I'm getting VIN number, I'm getting truck license, I'm getting year. That is based on the table which you created. Okay, so we'll get everything here. Right, so similarly I can do I can keep on adding here. What I'll do is I'll do this. So, but I don't have license plate here. So set truck license plate. That's my string. So I'm going to get a truck underscore license. Let's see what I'm getting. Truck underscore license, perfect. So I have a truck model, set model. I'm getting a set model. Previous owner. So I don't have previous owner. There is a spelling mistake. And am I getting previous owner? Previous owner, perfect. PREVIOUS owner. PREVIOUS, perfect. Total kilometer is all maintained, perfect. So now my username will be present in truck information, not as part of truck details, right? Truck information dot set username, get username, perfect. Now at the end, what I have to do? Truck information dot set truck details. truck details. I need to return this. Okay, perfect guys. Now I have my row mapper and I'm able to return, I'm able to map everything and return return a mapped object, right? But this is a old way of doing. But let's execute this and we'll see what is the result of this. First, going back to result set extractor again. Any questions on this here? If you have any questions on this column names, it is basically whatever you write in your SQL statement, it will return me these column names. Okay, guys? Any questions? No questions? Okay, if no questions, then let's get back to the user information. Right, I mapped a row, right? Basically, I need to map, so I'm expecting the result set as maybe more than one record, not only one. So I don't know, right? I need to map row by row. So how can I do that here? So this is going to handle that here, a row by row mapper. So all I have to do is every time when I encounter a new row, I need to call the result set extractor. That's all. Truck, truck, truck user information result set extractor, and there is a method. We need to pass some objects to that method and extract data and the result set. That's all. You understood, guys? Let's say if I'm returning 10 records, so every time there will be a new new object will be created to extract the result set, and we'll be creating a new truck user information record and we'll be getting it as a list. Any questions on that, guys? So can I assume that everybody understood the concept of result set extractor and row mappers? In a simple way, in a simple terminology, it is a way to set or map the fields from database to the Java objects. That's all. It's very simple to put it in a simple way. Right. Now let's see. All I have to do is pass my result set extractor here, mapper here, my bad. So it's truck user information row mapper. Perfect. Why is it not showing up? Let's here. And that's all, guys. Now let's see what it will return. So it is returning a list of truck user information. List of it's java.util, not java.awt. List of truck truck user information. So you need to provide appropriate name. So I am going to provide it as truck user information list. TRUCK user information list. Right. That something happened. I'm going to return this, but my method is accepting only one. Let's just quickly change this. List of user truck information, right? But I'm actually implementing a interface, right? So I need to change it over there, right? Let's do this. Perfect. So now let's see everything in action, how it works. First, quickly verify our service connectivity. I'm not returning any model here for today. For now, let's print this. I'm taking a list here. I'm taking a list of truck, truck. It's better copy paste. Now I'm naming it list, but it's not appropriate naming convention. I have to change it. So util truck user information. I need to retrieve that. Okay, perfect. So instead of displaying in the front end, I'll show you how to, whether I'm getting list or not. Again, guys, usage of system.out.println, it's only for your debugging purpose, not to deploy or deliver the code to string. Okay, let's quickly see this. Okay, so I'll go to search, waiting for localhost. Let's see whether it'll transfer or not. Okay, so I have 2 driving licenses. Let's see. I'll pick the most, this one. Copy field, paste here. Did it come everything? 007. Okay, 007. Okay, so I mentioned retrieve.jsp after if it is successful. That's why we are getting 404, because I do not have anything. But let's see, what did we print here? I'm not able to get anything. There is some issue with our query. Okay, let's quickly see what are we doing here. What did we miss? Oh, it's already time, 2:26, guys. Okay, we will continue tomorrow. I'm sorry for that, for breaking this in between, but we understood, right, how to retrieve this user information and everything. Tomorrow, I will show you the working example and I will show you the better way. What do you say, guys? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because it's pretty late for me here already. So I'm sorry for that. Not able to continue this functionality, but we'll see it tomorrow. Okay. I will be sending some assignments. Please do that. Then only you will understand what exactly is this Spring Flow. Okay, how to do the validation and everything. I'll be putting some of the examples. What I didn't cover, which I already told that I'll be providing information. And the new guys, please send me your email addresses so that I can add you to the list. And you will be in sync with everybody. So any questions on any topics which we covered, guys? If you have 5 more minutes, I'm happy to stay online and I'm happy to explain. Okay, please tell me if you have any questions so far. No? So can I take it as no? That means everybody understood all the concepts what we discussed so far, because these are the base concepts for Spring, not only Spring Boot as well, because the Spring Boot is constructed on top of whatever the concept we discussed so far. Spring Boot is not a new technology. We will talk about that later when we come there. So that's why please try to understand what I'm speaking here, what I'm trying to explain. Okay, thank you and have a good day. I will, oh, there is a, yeah, I'll take it. The other person, I guess I got it already. Can you please send me again if you don't mind?
You're talking me?
Yes, please. I'm talking to Sagar Sate. It's a new guy, right? I'm talking to Sagar. I am talking to Kaleem. Yeah, can you please
Yeah, Harish.
send me your email address, please?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you,
Yeah,
Harish.
thank you. So guys, no questions, right?
Yes, there is no questions.
Cool. Thank you. I'll stop recording.